President Donald Trump is taking unprecedented steps to root out what he calls the deep state. More than 2 million federal workers received a letter this week saying they can resign with severance or risk being fired. It comes as a federal judge temporarily delayed a federal funding freeze the Trump administration implemented. The White House said its Office of Management and Budget wants to review the fundings. ABC's Rena Roy breaks it all down.
Another unprecedented action from the Trump administration, offering more than 2 million federal workers a buyout. The workers receiving an email with the subject line "fork in the road," giving them a choice: resign and be paid through September or risk being fired. The email saying it's to ensure a workforce that's reliable, loyal, and trustworthy.
The White House insisting this is not a purge of individuals who disagree with the president's agenda, rather a way to bring people back to the office 5 days a week.
His order, as presented in that memo last night, directs federal agencies to come up with a return to work policy for their agencies.
The White House claiming the plan is also meant to trim the federal budget. It comes after Trump signs an executive order issuing a federal funding freeze, saying it's needed to make sure programs don't run counter to President Trump's agenda.
So there will be no more federal funding for DEI programs. There will be no more federal funding for the Green New Deal, which is an order from the previous administration that President Trump has rescinded.
The broad directive has caused confusion throughout massive federal programs like Medicaid, which provides health insurance for 72 million low-income Americans.
Experts say the freeze is clearly illegal. Within minutes, a federal judge temporarily blocking the order from going into effect.
More than 22 states, plus Washington, D.C., have filed a lawsuit against the administration.
Donald Trump's reckless action cut off funding to law enforcement, farmers, schools, child care, veterans, and health care. While he was out golfing, he threw the country into crisis. It's stupid, buffoonish, childish.
Federal grants and loans reach into virtually every corner of Americans' lives, with hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into education, healthcare, disaster relief, infrastructure, and a host of other initiatives.
Now, many states reported they could not access the Medicaid portal yesterday. The White House said this morning that program is back up and running online.